Dear all, in this session, I'll be discussing the technical details of transformer ratio amperage. In the previous session, I have explained how to measure dielectric loss by using shearing switch. Let's understand how to measure dielectric loss by using transformer ratio amperage. Before moving into the topic, let me ask one question. Why transformer ratio amperage is necessary? Consider shearing splits. It is a conventional bridge and we can able to measure dielectric loss. But we are facing lot of drawbacks while using shearing splits. For example, for a high frequency measurements, the arm with a high resistance leads to difficulty due to their residual inductance, then parasitic capacitance and skin effect. These are the main drawback. Similarly, if the length of the arm is very large, we have to provide suitable shielding. So shielding difficulty is also another one of the difficulty task for shearing switch. It is one of the cumbersome tasks we can say. So because of these drawbacks, it is not convenient. For all the cases, it is not convenient for using shearing switch. So at that condition, you can go for transformer ratio amperage. Now let us understand what is a transformer ratio amperage. So we need a 3-winding transformer with one detector. More than that, we need two arms. So let us list out once again. Number one, we require a 3-winding transformer. Then we need a detector and 2 arms. That is sufficient for a transformer ratio amperage. This bridge provides more accurate results for small capacitance measurement. That's a peculiarity. Similarly, we need at least 2 arms. Then 2 types of transformer ratio amperage are available. So how to classify transformer ratio amperage? First one is voltage ratio amperage and second one is known as current ratio amperage. Let's understand what is a voltage ratio amperage and current ratio amperage and why it is required. When I talk about voltage ratio amperage, this is suitable for high frequency low voltage application, where in case of current ratio amperage, it is more appropriate for high voltage and low frequency application. So these are the main classification of transformer ratio amperage. I would like to discuss more on transformer voltage ratio amperage. Let's consider the circuit. We have a 3-winding transformer, or you can call this a center tapped transformer. Then we have a detector. Then we have our test piece, or you can call dielectric piece. This is the equivalent circuit of dielectric piece. Cx represent unknown capacitance and Rx is the unknown resistance. This is altogether representing a dielectric test piece. And we have a standard capacitor, or you can call standard condenser. At the time of design, you need to select the value of standard condenser. Similarly, Ra is the standard value of resistance. And you can see Ns and Nx. These are the number of turns corresponding to particular arms. This is arm number 1. That means Ns is the number of turns corresponding to arm number 1 and Nx is representing number of turns corresponding to arm number 2. Now, how to measure dielectric loss by using this setup? We have to use a 3-winding transformer. So theoretically speaking, it should be ideal. Practically, it never be an ideal, but theoretically it will be an ideal. First and foremost thing, you need to balance the entire circuit. So whenever the circuit is balanced, you will be getting the detector value is equal to 0. That means detector shows null deflection or 0 deflection. At that time, you can balance the bridge. You can take the ratio as follows. That means Vs. Vs is nothing but from this point to this point. Okay. Now you need to take Vx. Vx is the value of voltage from this point to this point. So Vs divided by Vx, that is equal to Ns divided by Nx. Ns and Nx are representing the number of turns corresponding to arm number 1 and arm number 2. That is equal to Cx divided by Cs. Cx is the unknown value of capacitance and Cs is the standard value of capacitance. Now what you can do? Your ultimate goal is to calculate the value of Cx. From this relation, you can easily calculate the value of Cx. For example, Cx you can calculate. That means Ns into Cs divided by Nx, so that you can easily calculate the value of Cx. Or else you can take in terms of voltage also. That means Cx divided by Cs, that is equal to Vs divided by Vx. From this you can calculate Cx. How? That means Vs into Cs divided by Vx, so that you will be getting the value of Cx. Note down the value of Cx. Similarly, you can take the ratio in this manner. That means Rx divided by Ri. So Rx is the unknown value of resistance Ra is the standard value of resistance, that is equal to Nx divided by Na. Nx is the number of turns corresponding to arm number 2 and Ns is the number of turns corresponding to arm number 1. So that Rx divided by Ra, that is equal to Nx divided by Na. From this you can able to calculate the value of Rx. That means Rx is equal to Ra into Nx divided by Na. It is very simple. So once you get the value of Cx and Rx, you can use the formula tan delta is equal to omega into Cx into Rx. So I know the value of Cx and Rx. Therefore, you can directly substitute tan delta is equal to omega into Rx into Cx. What is omega? Omega is the angular frequency. Anyway, if you know the supply frequency, definitely you can able to calculate angular frequency. That means omega is equal to 2 pi into f. Therefore, you can able to calculate the total value of dielectric loss. But there are certain assumptions. Let us calculate or let us consider those assumptions. What are the assumptions? In practical situation, due to the presence of magnetizing current and the load current, the voltage ratio slightly differs from the turns ratio. That is one assumption you have to consider. Similarly, those errors are known as ratio errors and load error. These ratio errors and load error will be considered for the measurement of transformer voltage ratio amperage. Okay, so while doing the design or any analysis, you need to consider ratio errors as well as load error. So this is how we can able to measure the dielectric loss by using transformer ratio amperage. It is a simple method. By after taking the ratio, you can substitute in the formula tan delta is equal to omega into Cx into Rx. Now, I would like to discuss about the second segment, that is transformer current ratio amperage. It is suitable for high voltage and low frequency application. Very important. What are the main components of current ratio amperage? Number one, we require a 3-winding current transformer. Then we need one detector. Moreover, we require one amplifier. Moreover, transformer is carefully shielded and protected against mechanical vibration. Okay, that is one of the major precaution to be made for this analysis. Now let us understand how to measure unknown capacitance and unknown value of conductance by using transformer current ratio amperage. So this is the basic circuit diagram of transformer current ratio amperage. So let us familiar the basic circuit diagram. We require a 3-winding transformer, number one, and we should have one detector. Then we must have one popular supply. We have to provide the suitable supply for here. Similarly, Gx and Cx, that is representing the unknown value of conductance and capacitance, that has to be noted down, and this is the equivalent circuit of that particular test piece. Okay, Nx is representing the number of turns corresponding to arm number 1, and this Na is representing number of turns corresponding to arm number 2. Similarly, Cs is the standard value of capacitor, and Ga, we are considering conductance instead of resistance. Here current ratio method will be followed, and full voltage is applied across the test capacitor. So while selecting, we need to consider the value of standard capacitor very carefully. Okay, it is very required whenever you are going to take the ratio. Okay, while selecting the value, it should be accurate and it should withstand high voltage. Standard capacitor has to be built for high voltage, that is true. But this circuit is not completed. To get the accurate reading, what we are supposed to do is, you need to add one amplifier circuit over there. You have to provide suitable amplifier circuit along with the basic circuit. Now let us see the modified diagram of transformer current ratio amperage. So this is the modified diagram. As I informed you that we need to add one amplifier circuit. As I told bit earlier that we require one amplifier circuit that has to be added over there, so that you will be getting the better reading. Here you have to consider the gain of the amplifier. You can calculate the gain of amplifier, that is equal to Cs divided by Cf into E. So what is E? E is representing proportional EMF, and Cs is the standard value of capacitor, and Cf is the balancing capacitor. So gain has to be considered while doing the design. Similarly, this is the conventional circuit. Along with that, we are going to add the amplifier circuit. Then only the transformer current ratio amperage will be completed. So at balance, the detector shows zero deflection. Then only you can take the reading. Otherwise, it is not possible. So make sure that the value of detector shows null deflection. Whenever the value of detector shows null deflection, you can take the ratio as shown below. That means at the balanced condition, you can take the ratio. That means Cx divided by Cs, that is equal to Ns divided by Nx. From that you can able to calculate the unknown value of capacitance. That means Cx equal to Cs into Ns divided by Nx. You can call this equation as first equation. Now you can able to calculate the unknown value of conductance. That means Gx. Gx is given by Cs divided by Cf into Na divided by Nx into Gm. You can note down this one as equation number 2. So if you know the value of Cx and Gx, it is very easy to calculate tan delta. There is a standard formula for calculation of tan delta, that means dielectric loss. Gx divided by omega into Cx, where omega is known as angular frequency, Gx is the value of unknown conductance, and Cx is the value of unknown capacitance. That means Gx and Cx, that is representing an equivalent circuit of dielectric test piece. I would like to measure the dielectric loss of that particular dielectric test piece. So Cx and Gx, that is representing the unknown value of capacitance and unknown value of conductance. What you are supposed to do is you can substitute the value of Cx and Gx over here in this particular equation. Whenever I am going to substitute the value of Gx and Cx, I will be getting this particular solution. That means 1 by omega Cf into Ga into Na divided by Nx. So this is the value of tan delta. You can note down the value of tan delta in this manner. So what is the value of tan delta? It is nothing but loss tangent, or you can call dielectric loss. Let's conclude the session. In this video, I have discussed the importance of transformer ratio and bridge. Second one is why transformer ratio and bridge are required, and the classification of transformer ratio and bridge, and how do we measure dielectric loss by using transformer ratio and bridge. These are my references. I hope you understood this video. If you found this channel useful, please do subscribe. Thanks a lot.